Hello students, my name is Vivek and today we are going to study class 9 Civics chapter 2, what is democracy and why democracy. Students, this is the introductory lecture in this chapter we'll be talking about the introduction and what is the difference between democratic and non-democratic government. Let's move on to our first topic regarding the introduction. What is a democracy? Democracy, this word is derived from Greek word democratia. This word democracy is derived from this Greek word democratia. What this democratia means? Demo plus cratia. Demo plus cratia. What it means? Demo means people. Cratia means rule. That form of government in which rule is done by people, or you can say people's rule, what we call it as democracy. Democratia derived democracy is a Greek word derived from cratia, and democracy means people's rule. So that form of government in which rule is done by people, so what we say it as a democracy. Democracy, as all of you know, India is also a democracy. But the question arises, how people are ruling? Are you people ruling the country? As I am ruling this country? How people rule the country? There is a thing you can say right to vote. Universal adult franchise, as given by our constitution, right to vote. Every adult who is 18 or above 18 years of age do have a right to vote. So what we do, we choose our representatives. What we do, we choose our leaders by giving vote to them, right? This is how people rule in a democratic country. So that country in which the rule is done by people, or you can say elections are held to choose the representatives of the people who will rule on their behalf, is called as a democracy. So India is a democratic country, guys. If we are from a particular area, the whole country is divided into several constituencies. What we call them? Constituencies, for the purpose of voting. What we choose for the parliament, we choose MPs, members of parliaments. For state legislative assemblies, for states legislative assembly, what we choose is MLAs. Members of legislative assembly. So guys, these MPs, that is member of parliament, these MLAs, member of legislative assemblies, are the representative chosen by the people of a country, chosen by the people of that particular area, and that's how we can say these people, these MLAs and MP, are representatives of the citizen of a country and they rule on their behalf. So we can say people's rule. This is what we say democracy. The most visible form of a democracy, or you can say India is also the visible form of a democracy. In a democracy, guys, the things are if we choose our representatives, if we choose our member of parliaments, they on behalf of us represent us in the parliament or in the legislative assembly. they make laws for us because we have given them the authority, we have given them the right to choose, right? We have given them the right to make laws. So, democracy we can say is a representative form. Representative. Representative form. Representative form means that we choose our representatives. That's why we are seeing it as democracy as a representative form of democracy. So this was the introduction and the definition. If someone asks you what is democracy, democracy, the word is derived from Greek word demokratia, means rule of the people. So that country in which there are voting rights, there are elections, and people choose their representative to rule the country on behalf of them. What we say, such type of functionary, such type of country, or such type of form of government is called as democracy. So this was the introduction, guys. Next we will see what is the difference between a democratic or a non-democratic government. Between a democratic and non-democratic form of government. Here we have democracy, democratic government. What we have is non-democratic government. Non-democratic government. We have democratic government, we have non-democratic government. As all of you know, in a democracy there is a rule of people. So yes, we can say in democracy, rule by people. Rule by people. But this is not the case in a non-democratic country. Non-democratic countries are basically autocratic monarchy or dictatorship, you can say, are non-democratic countries. In non-democratic country, rule of a person or a group, or you can say rule by force. Rule by force is there in non-democratic governments. In democracy, this is the rule by people. People choose their representatives. In this, there are like a rule by force, the rule of a person or a group. Second, we have people elect their representatives. People elect their representatives. No such election. In a democratic government, people elect their representative. People choose their representative by electing them with the help of elections. But in a non-democratic country, there is no such election because this is the rule by force. This is the rule by hereditary. If my father is king, I will be the next king automatically by hereditary. I will be the next king of that country. So this is rule by force or monarchy or dictatorship. There are several examples of that, right? Third, we have citizens have rights. In this, citizens do not have rights. In a democratic country, guys, citizens do have fundamental rights. Citizens do have certain rights which we call them as fundamental rights, which are given in our constitution in terms of, like, in example, we will say India, we have 6 fundamental rights written into the Indian constitution. But in non-democratic regimes, in non-democratic countries, citizens do not have any such right. They do not have any particular right over there in non-democratic countries. In democratic government, next difference we have is opposition is there. No opposition. In democratic government guys, we have the opposition because democratic country is all about elections, and in election there are several parties who will be competing for power or who will be competing for the majority. So there are some parties which are not able to get the majority and they will play a role of opposition in our democratic country. But in non-democratic country, there are no such elections. If there are no elections, there will be no political parties. If there will be no political party, so there will be no opposition in a non-democratic government. Last we have, you can criticize the government. You can criticize the government. You cannot criticize. You cannot criticize the government. In a democratic government, you can criticize the government, you can criticize the decisions of the government. If you are not liking the decision, if you are not liking any law, you can definitely criticize the government. But in a non-democratic country, you cannot criticize the government. If you will be criticizing the government, if you criticize the ruler, you will be severely punished. So such type of autocratic or dictatorship regimes are there which do not tolerate the criticism to the government, criticism to the government by their own people. So basically these are the differences guys between a democratic and non-democratic government. We have in a democratic government we have a rule by people. In a non-democratic government we have rule of a person or a group or a rule by force. We have people who elect their representative with the help of elections. No such elections are held in non-democratic governments. We have citizens who are having rights. All the citizens do have certain rights. In a democratic government, citizens do not have any such right. Next, we have opposition is there to play the role of restraining the power of the government. But there is no opposition to restrain the power of the government. There is unlimited power in single hands in terms of non-democratic governments. In democratic government, power is divided or distributed or shared, but in non-democratic government, the power lies into the single hands. Last we have is you can criticize the decisions of the government. If you are not liking any law, you can definitely criticize it. But in non-democratic government, such type of criticism is not tolerated and you will be severely punished. So guys, this was all about the introduction of this chapter. What is democracy? What is a democracy? What we have seen, the definition of the democracy derived from the Greek word democratia is rule of the people. So any form of government where people choose their representatives, any form of government in which people choose their representatives to govern the country is called as democracy. Next we have seen the differences between the democratic and non-democratic government. So guys, in the next video what we are going to discuss features of the democracy. What are the features of a democracy? What we have studied, what is democracy? We have studied it. What is democracy? We will study why do we need a democracy? What are the features of a democracy? What are the arguments for the democracy? Why do we need a democracy? I mean, democracy is not an ideal form of government or governing. It is a nominal form of governing. So there will be certain limitations to democracy. So we will see in next video what are the arguments for the democracy and what are the arguments against the democracy. That's all for today guys. We'll see you. Thank you.